Michael Eglishon holding it down for Red, along with Jennifer Jones Austin. And I got to remind everybody once again that the National Action Network's 2018 convention registration is still underway, folks. Make sure you register. It's going to take place April 18th through the 21st at the Times Square Sheraton, New York hotel on Times Square, the Sheraton in Times Square in New York. You know, it's important that we all attend these meetings and these conventions because it sends a message to politicians that we can't be disregarded. The registration is free, so all you got to do is go to nationalactionnetwork.net and sign up. 877-532-5797 is the number to join us. Jennifer, you were making a statement when we went to the break, and I had to cut you off. I apologize for that.
Not at all.
I do want to give you the opportunity to finish your thoughts.
So I was just advising that anytime you have, altercations, you have complaints, you have charges that have been filed against you by someone at the local level, you feel that you've been mistreated by a local government official, it is best that you take those actions to the state level, and in most instances you can take them to the State Attorney General's office, to the Human Rights Division, or to the Civil Rights Bureau. Now, I was just sharing that when there were activities at the city level with the shooting and killing of Amadou Diallo, we went, those matters were brought before the State Attorney General's office, not for prosecution, but they were brought from the human rights and civil rights angle for us to take a look at racial profiling and stopping police practices. And some reforms were made. Not enough, but some reforms were made. The other thing that I wanted to pick up on was the question that was posed by a caller concerning drug testing of police officers when they have when they've had shootings that appear unjustified. It is hard for me to say. I don't know definitively, but I would imagine, I believe, I should say, I know that in some jurisdictions, I just don't know about all, police officers do have to undergo drug screening and drug testing. I don't know if that is actually happening, but we're not hearing about it because the test results come back negative. But in most instances, when you just take something as simple as, not as simple is the wrong word, forgive me, but you take a situation where you have a train conductor or you have a bus driver who has a major accident while on the job. Immediately, the first thing that is done is drug testing to see what was the state of mind of the conductor, the worker when they were operating the machinery. In some places, I know that has happened. I just don't know if it's across the board. Something to take a look at as well.
Well, Greg, what happened to you, and Greg is still holding. He's a caller from Tampa who was, going through this terrible injustice. I hope what Jennifer said gives you some help. Your thoughts, Greg?
No, sir, I won. I won the case.
Oh, okay.
You won this. I won it pro se. And what was kind of frustrating is that I went through 4 assistant state attorneys as well who continued to try to push it and wanted to have me come to a plea agreement at the very end. I just gave them the answer. I couldn't go to God and say I did something I know I didn't do. But my problem with it was that you all pushed a case that obviously lacked materiality and there was no substance, and not to mention that the CRA, or the criminal report affidavit, that was submitted by the police officer was false on his face. And I learned about the judge's involvement only because the police officer's report stated that the judge called him. But there was no warrant, ma'am, and there was no complaint. So I asked for that in my discovery. I need to see the warrant that would have resulted in my arrest in Florida. That's under Chapter 841 because it was a felony arrest warrant. But they've never produced the warrant. They never produced an official complaint. We all know, or those of us who are familiar with the process, somebody had to file a complaint for a police officer to even initiate the investigation. None of these things were ever found. And when I began to discover the parties that were involved, it just became bothersome. And I said, other than my blessings and the support that I had as far as being able to fight it, and my capacity to fight it because of my familiarity with the law, I'm sitting in prison right now. So they've taken away from my family. And I know that they've done this before, and I've gone to attorneys locally who look like us, and even told them, hey, listen, I don't need you to help me. What about everybody else?
I got to let you go because I got to move on. But, your story is not unfamiliar, particularly in the state of Florida. It's sad, man. We got a long history of judicial misconduct, police misconduct. And, the only way we're going to get something done about it is these judges and these cops, when they collude like that or when they mistreat somebody or violate the law, they need to be held accountable themselves. And that's what I was hoping that, you would, be able to get some information from us that would help you in pursuing justice on that end of the thing. Thank you, Greg, for sharing that. 877-532-5797. Let's go line 8. Belinda joining us from Portland, Oregon, listening on KBMS 1480 AM. Belinda, welcome to Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton. You got Jennifer Jones Austin.
Hi, it's Glenda, not Belinda.
All right, but, Glenda, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call. I think that this is what I have to say is what